the unsolved mystery of the LEODA Bradshaw case. LEODA Bradshaw is a United States resident, which is a Jamaican born. LEODA Bradshaw have a relationship with a politician of Jamaica. LEODA Bradshaw have a child within the relationship. LEODA Bradshaw was charged for the murder of Miss Patterson. But LEODA Bradshaw is not the big fish. LEODA Bradshaw is a partake of the steak. But LEODA Bradshaw is not the one who prepare the steak. However, she have been charged to prepare the steak. But LEODA Bradshaw was only a partaker. LEODA Bradshaw was not the provider of that steak. There is a big fish, the unsolved mystery. The unsolved mystery, which we may never solve. And I want to say this. LEODA Bradshaw have a social media conflict with Miss Patterson. That it went to the distance that Miss Patterson blocked LEODA Bradshaw from social media. However, I assume that she blocked her telephone number also. But immediately, LEODA Bradshaw flew to Jamaica. And as the news media read that she went and she made contact with Miss Patterson. But I want you to look at something. If you block someone from social media, from your telephone or whatever it is, meaning that you want no connection with that person, how did Miss Patterson become so comfortable that she went to see Miss LEODA? Pay attention. And Miss LEODA had leave the United States and went to Jamaica because her intention was to have a DNA for the child. Now, Miss LEODA and Miss Patterson cannot have that DNA alone. So, the DNA has to be done through Miss Patterson and the alleged father of the child. The question no one asks: what contact did the father have with Miss Patterson at that time? And what conversation did the father have with Miss LEODA at that time? Because this conversation did not leave him out of the known, that he do not know nothing about it. So the question is, what is his information towards this takeout? What did he say? What did he know? No one says anything about that. You heard no information said that he do and he say about this information. But what we do hear, that he have nothing to do with it. If the father of the child have a relationship with Miss LEODA, and Miss LEODA carry out such a terrible act, and the act that she carried out, there is the man, which is the father, have a relationship with that person also. Now, no one ties both together because the father have something in common. The father have a relationship with all two. So how is it that he is not being charged? How is it that he is not being investigated? How is it that there is no story about him tell about what he knew? No news media carry that, of what he knew and what he said about it. They said he have nothing to do with it. But whatever conversation he have about that situation, it does not broadcast. The unsolved mystery. There is two big fish. LEODA Bradshaw is not the big fish. LEODA Bradshaw partake of that steak that was prepared by someone else. But what happens, they flip the script on her and put her to be the head. LEODA Bradshaw have a part in this situation, but LEODA Bradshaw is not the head. Would the head be investigated? Would the head be found? Apparently not. Apparently not. Would the big fish be found? Apparently not. Because I want you to look into this information. If Miss Patterson get a phone call from Miss LEODA, said, listen, I'm coming to your house and I would be outside at X amount of time. And Miss Patterson remember that she did have some conflicts with Miss LEODA. Now, Miss Patterson would not go outside alone. Miss Patterson would have gone with her cousin that was in the house. But Miss Patterson did not do that. Miss Patterson picked up her child and went outside to meet with somebody who she was confident speaking to, or who she was happy to speak to. And it's not LEODA Bradshaw. Miss Patterson received a phone call, apparently not from LEODA, because Miss Patterson would not go, since she remembered that she had conflicts with her a few days ago and she blocked her from her phone. The unsolved mystery of LEODA. Miss Patterson went outside because she was confident. She was she have an anxiety to meet with this person, to show her child and say, yes, this is your child. Yes, this is your baby. Look at her. She looked just like you. The unsolved mystery that may never solve. The unsolved mystery that may never solve. There is two more big fish. There is two more big fish. The unsolved mystery.